Now, coming to nature of management. Under nature of management, we are going to talk about if management is a science or is it an art or is it a profession. Now, for us to be deciding upon that whether management is a science, art or profession, we first need to understand what are the characteristics of science, what are the characteristics of art, and what are the characteristics of profession, and how far is management able to satisfy these characteristics. Let us first begin with management as science. What are the distinguishing features of science? Science is a systematized body of knowledge, right? Science is a systematized body of knowledge. It has its own theories and it has its own principles which are based on observation and repeated experimentation, right? Second, principles are based on experimentation. As I just said, all scientific principles are based on observation and repeated experimentation, and they are going to give the same result under the controlled conditions, right? Last, universal application. All the principles of science, right, all theories of science, they are universally applicable. They are applicable in all situations. They are applicable in all situations, right? Now, as far as management is concerned, does management have a systematized body of knowledge? Yes. Management also has its own set of theories which have been developed over a period of time. So it satisfies this characteristics, that is systematized body of knowledge. Then principles based on experimentation. Now you're going to study the management principles in the next chapter, but those management principles have also been formulated after observation and repeated experimentation, right? But there is a difference. In case of scientific principles, right, you are going to get the same result whenever you apply that principle. But because management deals with human behavior, it deals with human behavior which is highly volatile, so it is not necessary that application of a particular principle is going to give you the same kind of a result, right? Like if we talk about principle of division of work, right, it may give different results in two different situations. So management principles are also based on experimentation, but are not going to give the same result in all situations. So we can say management is a kind of an inexact science. Then we say universal application. Scientific principle, we said that they are universally applicable, but in case of management principles are also universally applicable. That is, they can be applied in all types of organizations. But as I said in second point also, the result of the application of the management principles is not going to be the same. It is contingent upon the situation in which it is going to be applied. So we can conclude that management is an inexact science. It is an inexact science. It is not a pure science. Second, now moving to management as an art. Now what are the features or characteristics of art? Systematized body of knowledge. Now all forms of art, whether we talk of music or we talk of different art forms, they have their own theories, they have their own literature available, right? Second, personalized application. Now every form of art, for every form of art there is a personal touch to it, right? You have two Kathak dancers, fine, but the way they are going to, their presentations, okay, are going to be different, although the dance form is the same, right? But the way each one of them is going to present it is going to be different. Third, based on practice. The more you practice, the better it is. The more you practice, finer you are going to get. That is a distinguishing characteristic of art, right? Then, creativity. In music, musical notes are only 7, but each and every musician creates a different tune out of it. It creates a different kind of a tune out of it, right? Now, out of these 4 characteristics, right? Let us see how many management is going to satisfy. Again, management, as discussed in case of science, it is definitely a systematized body of knowledge because it has its own set of theories which have been developed over a period of time. Personalized application. Now, although it has its own set of theories, it has its own set of principles, but each and every manager is going to handle a situation in a different manner. He or she is going to have his or her own style of handling a particular situation. Right? If you look at a teacher also, right? If a cheating case is found in class, one teacher might just slap that student there and then and give you a 0. The second teacher may have a different approach to it altogether. She may counsel the student and make him understand as to why he should not be doing it. Right? So although the situation is the same, but I have to penalize the student, that is for sure. But how am I going to do it? Is it going to be, I am going to be penalizing him in a manner which is going to do some good to him? Or should I penalize him, or the other approach is that I penalize him in a manner that he feels so bad that he doesn't do it ever again. Right? So I have dealt with the situation, two different people have dealt with the same situation but in a different manner. Then comes based on practice. Definitely, after you've had an experience for a certain number of years, you are in a better position to handle situations at workplace. Right? Then comes creativity. This criteria also management satisfies to quite an extent because after studying all the theories of management, each manager formulates his own theories of handling different situations. So after analyzing all the 4 features of management as an art, we'll be able to say that management is definitely an art. So management is an art, but it is an inexact science. आर्ट के सारे कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हम फुलफिल कर रहे हैं, बट साइंस में वी हैव नॉट बीन एबल टू सैटिस्फाई all the characteristics, but yes, a few of them. Now moving to management as a profession. Now what are the characteristics or features for a profession? First of all, well-defined body of knowledge. Each profession, be it medical, be it legal, be it chartered accountant, company secretary, they have their own well-defined body of knowledge. Second, restricted entry. To enter any profession, you have to first sit for an entrance test. Only if you qualify the entrance test, the GD and the interview, only then are you allowed to be a part of the profession. Then there is a professional association, right? Doctors have to get registered themselves with the medical association, right? Similarly, your people who are in the legal profession, they have to be a member of the bar council, fine? Ethical code of conduct. Now since each and every professional is a member of a professional association, so they are bound by the code of conduct which has been laid by the professional association. They have to follow that code of conduct. Last is service motive. The main motive of all professionals is to serve the society. Like a doctor is there to serve the society, he is there to treat people, right? Then we talk about whether management is able to satisfy all the characteristics or not. First of all, this we have done already, that it is a well-defined body of knowledge. It is undoubtedly a well-defined body of knowledge. Restricted entry. Although, to be a part of an institute like IIMs or XLRI, all these management institutes, you do have to sit through a entrance test, a GD and an interview. But you cannot restrict anyone from being a manager. Okay? There is not really no minimum qualifications which are required for you to be employed in the position of a manager. So this characteristics is not satisfied. Professional association. Although there is a professional association, that is All India Management Association, that is there, but it is not compulsory for for managers to be a part of AIMA. It is not compulsory. Ethical code of conduct, although AIMA, that is All India Management Association, it has laid down a code of conduct which is to be followed by all the managers, but since its membership is not compulsory, so all the managers cannot be bound by the ethical code of conduct. Last but not the least, service motive. Business basically comes into, it has the basic purpose of business is to earn profit. It is to earn profit. But in today's date, we cannot survive if we have profit as the only motive. Right? Now is the time when we have to maximize our profit by customer satisfaction. We have to satisfy the customer so that they buy our product in huge quantities and thereby giving us a huge amount of profit. So this also is being satisfied up to an extent, partially I would say. So now we can conclude that management is an inexact science. It is an inexact science. It is an art, definitely, because as all 4 characteristics have been complied with, right? And it is not a full-fledged profession. Management cannot be called as a full-fledged profession, right?